What's up guys, Prox here and I'm back with another video today. I'm back here doing the Scar H modeling series, and here I've started doing some detailing, and I sped it up this time about 400% to get more content out during the video, because not a lot happens in like 10 minutes. I felt it'll be too short, and I get rid of the sound sync debug because I'm recording in Premiere instead of live. So to start off, I'm working on the Piccadilly rails, modeling them, removing the excess polygons there after the connect, and then I select all the vertices and hit connect. I get some excess lines that I don't want, so set off to remove them one by one. Click, click, click. There they go. I'll turbo smooth everything later, and it actually turned out really nice, this gun, after a lot of fiddling. You won't see the result in this, not the next one video, and perhaps the one after that, because the rifle is actually done now. I've done all the recording and stuff. It's just some editing and rendering of the video and uploading. If I had thumbnails, I would add a thumbnail so you could see that how it looked. Now I've changed my focus to this. I don't really know what this thing is, but it's sort of a nub or something before the ejection hole where the bullet casings eject, and I wasn't quite sure. I've never seen this gun in real life, so I'm not sure how big this thing is or how large it is. And first I tried making it from two cylinders, just kind of linking them together and extruding from there. And I end up changing this piece later because I wasn't happy with it, the way it looked. And basically there are 3 screws in just like a plastic nub on the side of the gun. I do not understand its function really, and that's usually why I don't get satisfied with what I model, because if I can't understand it, or I can't understand how it works or what it's for, I'm basically sitting here doing like nothing. I don't really know what it's for, but it's there, so I just have to make it. If somebody would leave a comment on what this piece is for, please feel free. To me it looks relatively useless, but it probably has a function. There was nothing like this on any other gun that I fired, you know. Doesn't seem to have a specific function. But I keep fiddling around with it, and I actually like halfly model just some cylinders to make it look like there's screws there or something. But in the end, I'm gonna remove this part and just make holes and model the screws individually. I'm gonna do that for the entire model. Keep all the screws individually, and then when I bake it all down, I'll get the details of the real screws onto just like a flat plane. And you'll see that I've gotten a request. I can't remember who it was from, but I got a personal message request from a guy that really wanted me to do some texturing work, and or at least unwrapping, mapping the textures, creating the low poly model, and how to bake the high poly detail onto the low poly model with all the textures, and how to repair the textures after baking, and then how to compile it all and make a render from it. And I'll do that after this. After this video tutorial series is over. It's not really hard, but it takes a lot of time. Texture work. It's very time-consuming process. But when you first learned it once, you kind of remember it forever. It's like bicycling, really. The first time you do it again after a long time, it's kind of sloppy and it goes slow, but you remember it. You know, you never forget. And here I do the hole to eject the bullet casings, and then I do the venting holes on the side, or at least I prepare for them, aligning them up. And a lot of people wonder why I model it this way instead of just using the Pro Boolean tool when I'm making holes into meshes. But and that's because the Pro Boolean tool leaves a lot of artifacts. Basically, it leaves lines and vertices that you don't want and that weren't intended to be there, and that creates a lot of issues when you're going to use the Turbo Smooth modifier or any sort of subdivision modeling later on, because everything has to be quads. At least you should strive for that. And you'd think it goes faster with the Pro Boolean tool, but because of all the issues it makes and creates, it actually is not. It doesn't go faster. So just teach yourself how to do it this way. It's basically just an inset that leaves room for an extra set of curves, as you can see here. Now there I messed up with the scale tool. I turned off the uniform scale function and went to like perpendicular scaling, and everything got messed up. And here I sort of realized that if I want to make a hole through here, I need to have the cuts on both sides of the model, because I used the shell modifier to get a hollow model basically. And here I copy the polygons from the left side to the inside. I guess it's the right side if you look from the gun back and forth. And then I flip the polygons and weld them all into place. This actually creates an issue for me later on that you'll see me fix. Some double polygons on top of each other, double layered polygons. And then I use the symmetry tool to get the holes on the other side. I convert it to an editable poly. I think I reset the X-form as well. That's something I do basically after every time I symmetry, just because it sometimes fucks up the X-form, which can create a lot of issues with the scale tool. Sometimes the rotate tool as well. Now here I'm doing the cutout for the loading handle, and this creates a lot of issues for me during this modeling build. I can't really figure out how I want to make it and how I want to do it. A lot of aligning issues, a lot of trouble with this, because it basically cuts into the curve below on the right side, as you can see. I've seen countless people model this gun, and they always leave out that detail. They never cut into the curve below, and it's basically, I believe, it's because it's such a hassle to do it. It's it's such a pain in the butt, and it's not really a big detail. You know, it's just a tiny little picky thing, and I am picky, you know, and I have to do it because I'm picky. So I'm trying here with the snaps tool to align everything up, but it doesn't really end up too great for me. And my cat just jumped in the window. Excuse me for a sec. There. Just had to let him out because he'll go freaking crazy. I'm so tired today, actually. I was out all night the other night with a buddy of mine. It was a lot of fun, but the night ended out. It ended up going in a little bit of a fail direction, because people didn't know where they wanted to go. We basically went to all the clubs almost. nobody was satisfied with any of them. Some clubs were too full, some were too empty. Some places we didn't like the music, you know. It was a lot of hassle. But as you can see here, I'm still fiddling with this. I spent a lot of time on this and I got really annoyed. Basically, in the end, I figured, whatever, I'm just gonna align everything to this one vert and then just leave it like that. Because I couldn't figure it out how I wanted it to go. So I apply the symmetry again. And then I fix up the last of the vertices. Pull them down a little. Fiddle again, fiddle again. Blah de blah de blah. And then I think I do the underbarrel rails a little bit. Yeah, tuck them down, make an extrusion to build them up a little bit. Yeah. And then I make, I fix the casing on this, which had sort of an indent on the end there. Well, I guess that's almost the video for this time. I hope you enjoyed it, even though I'm extremely boring right now and tired as hell. But if you enjoyed it and if you want to see the result or the next video, please subscribe, comment, and if you liked it, hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next video.